Shalom, shalom. Here we go again. Here we go. Welcome to Mother Africa Be Calling. I'm your brother, Besalel Yehuda Yisrael, also known as Eric. Yeah, this one right here. Here we go again. Another young athlete. Cardiac arrest. Goes into cardiac arrest. You probably already heard it. Bronnie James, Labron James' son. This is a big one. Goes into cardiac arrest. He's got to be in the best shape of his life. I mean, a young man just going to college, probably no more than 18 or 19 years old, if that. And he goes into cardiac arrest. Yeah, let's talk about this and let's discuss this. You know, I like to hear some of your opinions on it. If you would leave a comment and we can discuss how you feel about it, I would appreciate it. You know, maybe I could learn something. So also, we need to pray for our people and our young people. And this stuff that's going on today is like with these athletes, going into cardiac arrest and young people dealing with these heart attacks and different things like that. Is we need to do a lot of praying. Yeah. So let's discuss it. We're gonna discuss it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Check out this article right here regarding this situation with Bronnie James and his situation with the cardiac arrest. You got here, look, this is the Independent. This article comes from the Independent, and it is online source, U.S. edition, Independent. And let's see, right here, it says Elon Musk slammed for pushing anti-vax conspiracy in response to Labron James' son Bronny suffering cardiac arrest. This article was put out 7 hours ago. So yeah, let's just look at it look into it a little bit. Look at this. So when replying to a news story about how LeBron James' son Bronny suffered from cardiac arrest, Elon Musk suggested the medical emergency could have been linked to the COVID-19 vaccine. He tweeted, "We cannot ascribe everything to the vaccine, but by the same token, we cannot ascribe nothing. Myocarditis is a known side effect. The only question is whether it is rare or common." And then Yale School of Medicine wrote on its website that myocarditis, or swelling of the heart muscle, is a rare side effect of mRNA COVID-19 vaccines, which have been used with great success as protection against the SARS-CoV-2 virus and its variants. So we got Elon Musk right here. He's pointing it towards that Bronnie James' situation may be caused by being vaccinated, but the COVID-19 vaccine. This is Elon Musk. This is an article right here. And it's right here. According to TMZ, a James family spokesman said yesterday while practicing, Bronnie James suffered a cardiac arrest. Medical staff were able to treat Bronnie and take him to the hospital. So look, let's go down some more. So he caught some heat. Elon Musk caught some heat for saying this. California Rep. Ted Liu reacted to Mr. Musk tweeting, "You have access to vast resources. Please consult some. You don't know if Mr. James even has myocarditis. More importantly, the American Heart Association has stated COVID-19 infections poses higher risk for myocarditis than vaccines. Did you hear that? So basically, this is what he's saying now. This is a California rep saying, Ted Lieu says that more importantly, the American Heart Association has stated COVID-19 infection poses higher risk for myocarditis than the vaccine does. Okay, so that was his response to Elon Musk. That was his response to Elon Musk. Now let's go here, right here. Look. Look. Political strategist and daughter of Nancy Pelosi, Christine Pelosi, echoed this finding, praying for Bronnie James' full recovery. Since Mr. X has decided once again, this is to quote her saying, since Mr. X has decided once again to weaponize conspiracy theories that exacerbate a public family's private pain, here are facts. Myocarditis is a more common side effect of COVID than of the vaccine. This isn't the first time the Twitter owner has questioned the vaccine and pushed conspiracies about the virus. So there it is right there. I'm not going to keep going on and on with this right here. This article is more in it. You want to find it and read it. Right here, the name of it again is U.S. Edition Independent. That's the name of it. So let's go here. I looked at this too right here. I had to bring this out because once I heard that, I looked at this. I went back. I remember Labron James when he made his decision whether or not to get the protection from COVID-19, to be vaccinated with the protection from COVID-19. So Labron James, here it is. This is right here. This is a CNN article by Amara Vera and David Close, CNN, updated 3:16 a.m. This was Wednesday, September 29th, 2021. LeBron James confirms he was vaccinated for COVID-19 months after being initially skeptical of it. Listen to this. This is a statement from LeBron James. NBA superstar LeBron James confirmed Tuesday he received the COVID-19 vaccine months after being initially skeptical of it. This is LeBron James, in quotes, everyone has their own choice to do what they feel is right for themselves and their family and things of that nature. James said during the Los Angeles Lakers Media Day in El Segundo, California, I know that I was very skepticism about it all, but after doing my research and things of that nature, I felt like it was best suited for not only me, but my family and my friends. That's why I decided to do it. So there it is right there. So let's see. It's more quotes. It's not a big deal, James stammered, followed up by the chuckle. James said Tuesday that while he is vaccinated, it wasn't his place to impose that decision on others. We are talking about people's bodies and well-beings. I don't feel like, for me personally, that I should get involved in what other people should do for their bodies and livelihoods. You have to do what's best for you and your family, James said. So here we go right here. This is LeBron James in his actual words. So he's letting you know that he did receive it and he thought it was best for he and his family. So, we can conclude that if he's the man of his family, he got the family vaccinated. We don't know for sure, but we can come to that conclusion. It would not be out of line to come to that conclusion that if he's the head of the household and he's saying that about, the vaccination, that he thinks that, for he and his family, and friends, that it would be best to do it. Okay. So let's, I want to move to, look, this is Mother Africa be calling. So, I got to move on over and let's link this thing. Let's link it to Mother Africa. Here's an article right here, News, Medical Life, and Science. This article was done by Dr. Priyam Bose, PhD, August 18th, 2021. So it says, why have COVID-19 caseloads been comparatively low in Africa? That's it right there, right? And this is in the height of the pandemic. August 2021, COVID was running hot and heavy, according to the mainstream media. I mean, it was just all over the media every day, all day, just bang, banging, 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 talking about the devastation of the disease and how it was hospital beds were full and all kinds of stuff. And they're running out of hospital beds. And it was just devastating, the way they were running it on the news. So I won't read this whole article. It's a lot in here, but I want to point out a couple things right here. So right here, why is you can see it, why is the COVID-19 transmission rate low in Africa? Right? So it's telling you right there it was low in Africa. This is the height of the pandemic now. So listen. Why? Here's some of the reasons. Many governments in Africa acted early to contain the pandemic. And on 22nd April 2020, the World Health Organization highlighted examples of how Africa was leading the global response. Measures such as early border closures, less international connectivity, and lockdowns helped lower the caseload. This is what the World Health Organization says. Many models have shown a larger incidence of SARS-CoV-2 in urbanized regions owing to dense living conditions. A large share of the African population, 55%, live in rural areas, leading to low case numbers. In terms of demographics, only 3% of the African population is over 65, and they live at home with extended families. This is quite different from wealthy countries where a large number of deaths have been owing to super spreading events in care homes. So right here, this paragraph right here is two things that I want to point out right here. It's saying that Africa, this is what their research, the World Health Organization, saying the reason for lower rates of COVID-2, lower rates of people contracting it. So it says because a lot of the people live in rural areas, and where there's dense populations, then the numbers they rise, they're higher. So when you live in rural areas, people are spread out. So that's one of the reasons why they say that the infection rate was low. And then they says also 3% of the African population is over 65. So they saying basically that the older Africa, the 54 countries in Africa, they basically they have a younger population. So it's less older people there. They say only 3% of the African population is over 65. So and they live at home with extended families. It's quite different from wealthy countries where a large number of deaths have been owing to super spreading events in care homes. So in other words, they're saying basically that living home with your family, like Africa, the African culture, they don't put their family members into care homes, So, and basically this article is saying basically they don't have the money like that. So they take care of them at home. And because of that, they are not dealing with COVID-19 spreading at a high rate. They didn't deal with it because of that was one of the reasons. So there's two good things that I'm telling you that Mother Africa be calling. They're telling you whether it's true or whether it's not, whether they're making up all kinds of things or whether it's true or not. I'm not even going to get into that, whether they can prove the reason why. Nevertheless, the numbers were lower back then at the height, and I haven't heard anything saying that they have come up. So the numbers are what they are. So whatever they say it is, but nevertheless, it sounds good anyway. It's more rural areas. So what? So that means less population, so less disease being spreaded. That's one up for Mother Africa be calling. We the people of that land that was stolen and taken from that land. Our ancestors were stolen and taken from that land. We are still stolen. And as a matter of fact, hey, our homeland is telling us, come on home. It's safer here. And not only is it safer because it'd be safer as far as crime and those things. You can go back and look at one of my previous videos, and it was, discussing whether Africa and America, which is the safest. You can go check it out, so I went through, in fact, we found that only like maybe 7 or 8 countries in Africa out of the 54 are more dangerous than the U.S. The rest of them are far safer than the U.S. out of the 54 countries. So yeah, I did that. So now it's even showing as far as this disease, that Africa is even safer when it comes down to the disease. Come on now, Mother Africa be calling. It's time for us to go home. Yeah, hallelujah. Yah is taking care of the motherland. Yeah, he is. So here's another part. Research has also shown that proper ventilation can reduce the spread of the disease. Air conditioners and heating are completely absent in rural Africa. You hear that? Air conditioning and heating are completely absent in rural Africa, where most people live. Most Africans have an outdoor way of life, and they spend a majority of their time in the fields, where the open air significantly reduces the chance of viral transmission. Okay? Hey, I'll take it however they want to give it to us. This their research. They're saying these are the reasons. They're saying that, hey, they basically saying in which air conditioning and heating are completely absent in rural Africa. You mean to tell me there's not in rural Africa, there's no air conditioning and heating? Okay, come on. All right. Okay, that's what they want to say. Nevertheless, the results are good. If that's what it is, and the people are majority outside, I love being outside. And I'm sure plenty of us, I'm talking to so-called African Americans. I say you're Hebrew Israelites. I'm saying most of us, yeah, we like being outside. Yeah, we like that climate. Yeah, because that's where we're from. So yeah. So if we like being outside and it's going to keep us more healthy and less disease, let's go home. So, factors influencing the low mortality rate in Africa. Demographics play an important role in reducing the mortality from COVID-19. Research has shown that the demographic of 65 to 74-year-olds is 35 times more likely to become hospitalized from SARS-CoV-2 infection and 1,100 times more likely to die from COVID-19 compared to reference demographic group of 5 to 17 years. Africa has quite a young population with a median age of 19.7 years. In comparison, some of the hardest hit countries have much higher median ages, e.g. the median age of UK is 40.5 years and the US is 38.5 years. So it's saying that, okay, also Africa has, which I was saying earlier, is really for this part of the article that I had was thinking about. So it's saying the younger population, and that's another reason, because Africa is more younger, and so it's less mortality rates, less deaths, because it affects young people, it affects older people much worse when it comes to mortality. So I can go on and on and on, but let me go to this conclusion. I just want to go to the conclusion and we can shut it down. The manner in which the COVID-19 pandemic has evolved in Africa has been quite different from the initial doomsday prediction. This article discusses the factors that have contributed to low disease transmission and mortality. However, healthcare facilities are quite poor in the continent, and a third wave or the emergence of more infection variants may severely challenge public health in this region. Vaccinations remains a challenge, and less than 5% of the African people have received at least one vaccine dose. This is undoubtedly the area that needs immediate attention and improvement. So listen to that. So listen, less than 5% of the African people have received at least one vaccine dose. So the vaccine doses are low in Africa, and the infection rate and the mortality rate are all low in Africa. right? And this was at the height of the pandemic. So come on now. Mother Africa be calling. Time for her children to head home. Okay? So yeah, it's a lot of benefits. Don't take it for granted. It's a lot of benefits on the continent. And this is just one of them right here. This is just a blessing. I just want to just put that out there. I want to say this though. I just want to say this. We as a people got to understand that Abba Yah has all our answers in his word. And I'm going to finish off with this. When you're making a decision for your family and for yourself, you got to stay in his word. And you have to walk in the commandments. Right here, the first Psalm, Psalms 1, answers a lot when it comes to making decisions for your family, what you should do, what kind of medicine should you take and receive. It says right here, blessed is the man who shall not walk in the counsel of the wrong, and shall not stand in the path of sinners, and shall not sit in the seat of scoffers. You hear that? Let me say it again. Blessed is the man who should not walk in the counsel of the wrong. See, if you see people who live wrong, who lie, who cheat, who steal, who cover up things, who just have not shown any righteousness, why would you then take any advice from them? Think about it. That answers a lot about these whole situations. It also goes on to say, and shall not stand in the path of sinners. Don't be in the path of sinners. If you don't know people, and they're telling you and giving you advice to do anything, and you don't even know them, why would you take advice from them? And then if you heard and you see that they are sinners, like they live lives that are not following the commandments, and contrary to the commandments, why would you go in their path? This Psalm 1, and just right there, it's the first Psalm that answers it. Right? So when you look at these mainstream media sources, and you look at these politicians, and you see how they just lie and lie and lie and lie. Right here. Why would you take counsel from them? It says, blessed is the man who should not walk in the counsel of the wrong. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end it right there. All praise to the Most High Yah.